Dear President Trump, listen very carefully. Greenland has been part of the Danish kingdom for 800 years. It's an integrated part of our country. It is not for sale. Let me put it in words you might understand. Mr. Trump, fuck off.
We need Greenland from a national security situation.
Denmark's prime minister responding to the president, saying Greenland is part of NATO and will be defended by the alliance, urging President Trump to stop the threat.
Donald Trump has once again shown his contempt for the Constitution and the rule of law. The President of the United States does not have the right to unilaterally take this country into war.
Trump thought he could bully Greenland the way he bullies weaker targets, and instead got shut down by law, allies, and cold reality. After openly floating military force and treating sovereign territory like a property listing, Greenland answered once calmly and boxed him in without firing a word back. Once Greenland dragged NATO, Europe, and international law into the spotlight, Trump lost every move that actually matters.
Classic Trump to make such wild, outlandish assertions. But the president-elect took things up a notch at a press conference last week when he said that he would not rule out using military force to seize the Panama Canal or Greenland.
For years, Trump's border-grabbing talk sat in the circus category, loud, unserious, and easy for allies to ignore. Buying Greenland, reclaiming the Panama Canal, redrawing maps like property lines, it all sounded like a man confusing global diplomacy with a monopoly board. Most governments rolled their eyes and waited for the noise to pass.
Congress must immediately pass a war powers resolution to end this illegal military operation and reassert its constitutional responsibilities.
Then Trump refused to rule out military force. That single sentence detonated the fantasy. In geopolitics, force talk is a threat, and threats flip switches. Defense ministries stop laughing, lawyers take over, and allies start preparing for scenarios Trump clearly never thought through. By dragging force into the conversation, Trump handed control to treaties, alliances, and international law, systems immune to volume and ego.
The U.S., as you say, has carried out a series of airstrikes in Venezuela, capturing President Nicolas Maduro and his wife. As you say, President Trump did confirm that in a social media post overnight.
The Venezuela operation changed everything. When U.S. forces swooped into Caracas and grabbed Nicolas Maduro, the precedent was set. What had sounded like bluster suddenly looked like a playbook.
If the US were to attack Greenland, then she believes that would be the end of the NATO alliance, the end of the security structure, the transatlantic relationship since the end of World War II.
European leaders who dismissed Trump's Greenland threats as unserious now faced a president who just demonstrated his willingness to use military force against a sovereign nation. The helicopters that descended on Caracas sent shockwaves through Copenhagen. If Trump could do it in Venezuela, what stopped him in Greenland?
He wants Greenland, and clearly the timing after what's happened in Venezuela, I think, has set more alarm bells ringing across Europe. Look, what is striking, looking at all of the commentary from European leaders who are lining up behind Denmark, because remember, Greenland is an autonomous region of Denmark.
The target he chose made that trap even tighter. Greenland governs itself democratically and remains formally linked to Denmark, a NATO member with treaty-backed protection. The island sits embedded in layered legal, military, and institutional frameworks that convert threats into shared responsibility across Europe.
We need Greenland for national security, and I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it.
Trump aimed at a system that multiplies resistance instead of weakening it. Every ounce of pressure automatically created more opponents, fewer opportunities. Greenland's self-government rests on binding international agreements that recognize Greenlanders as a people with full authority over their political future. Trump's claim that